Good morning, everyone. So I was just gonna show basically within, I think this was a 2-week period, all of the different evidence that I collected. If I could only figure out how to flip it around, does it do that? No, it doesn't. So these are just different fraud things from my bank that they're closing for me. I'll recognize as fraud. These are pictures I took of them. Just more claims. We've completed everything for that account. We've completed the research on this account. I will never get a bank account again, by the way. I will never, ever get a bank account again. Once someone gets in, it is really hard to get them out. And I even would change checking routing numbers, all of that. It did nothing. So, just so much stuff. Pictures that were taken from inside my vehicle on Christmas Eve and sent to me. Something weird that started happening with my oil is that it started saying negative, and I had filled it, and then I had reset it, and it eventually got to negative 220. Drove it one day and felt like the brakes were going out, which was really, really weird because one of my first times with one of my ex-boyfriends who's involved, we were in his truck and his brakes were on the highway and his brakes are totally out. So someone had done that to him. And this is just showing like who's logged into my computer. They made a guest user that was login only, and then they had an admin. Now that admin I had put under my friend's name when I was at her house. This is after I'd had the computer wiped. But they switched it over to admin as soon as I got home and changed it so I could only get on like a secured Safari. Just different emails that were hacked. That's just me taking a license plate in my car for the cops. This recovery key for my Mac, I had taken a picture of on my friend's dad's burner phone, assuming that it would be safe, and that whole phone just went completely black. Like, you can't even turn that thing on ever again. More pictures on Christmas Eve from my garage. One of my protection orders. This is the creepy computer that was full of hacking gear that my roommate, who also used to work at the same rehab I worked for, but after me, had brought over one day randomly, said he bought it from a stranger. No, you did? Really? Because I think that came from my ex. Just more stuff like that. It's just crazy all the stuff they broke into. Amazon. Emails of 10 years, which you can imagine all the information that would go on there. Apple, that's how many times they were trying to reset a passcode. And that would happen. Sometimes there would be nights where every 5 seconds, that's what I'm doing. That was the first restraining order I got here. The first restraining order of my life, actually. And I don't know if he's involved. I haven't heard from him since, but I do know that my ex had contacted him. And pretty much I had 4 court hearings for the TPO that Ryan never showed up to because my ex sent him a text not to, and that he would help him against me. Venmo being taken over. 2 router boxes. The second one I got to try to keep whoever was in the first one out. Well, it's hard to keep anyone out that has been in your house before, because once they have that information, if they are a good enough hacker, and I'm talking dark web professional hacker, credit card making, able to make fake bank accounts, able to do anything. These are the types of people I was dealing with. This is a message that I got from my ex when I had been telling my mom I was going to the Sprint store. At this point, I had about 9 different phones, and they had none of them worked. And they, since, even when I would go to Apple and they would restore them, they would get into them again. Even though I was changing the iCloud, I was changing my passwords, I would never log into the same account on the same device, ever. So if I had this Gmail email, guess what? On my next phone, I had a totally new email. That's how I had to do it. I didn't want it to be traced back. That's just a few of the things that were hacked right here. That was my friend's dad's burner phone. That was a burner phone I got myself. This was an iPad I got. That's my computer that was stolen out of my car. That's just a few of them. That's my Apple phone, the brand new Max. So just giving you guys an idea on what identity theft really is. Just countless police reports. Ripped up birth certificate of my ex that I found in my house. He had left his entire filing binder for work there, and I found so much fraud there, it's ridiculous. You need to verify your Samsung account. I mean, it goes on and on and on with the different things that were found. My blood clot and what might have caused it, and just more pictures from my car. More pictures about an iCloud compromised. I mean, you get the gist of it. Police reports I made. Stuff that was downloaded on my computer. This specific application is called, Prey Panel. And it literally gives you the ability to open any file, change any file, monitor everything that somebody's doing. And that was it. Just more examples: Venmo, PayPal, Apple, Venmo. That is a picture of the blood clot I got. It's still healing. That's on my leg. I mean, I don't know if you see how disgusting that is. That is huge. That is, I should have had my leg amputated, but this was more important to me, is getting this case done, because I would have been in the hospital for days. I have animals, and I didn't have anyone out here to help me, really. So, yeah, I mean, these are just examples. All of those in highlight are more different charges that were made. I mean, just so much stuff. It's just absolutely insane when you look at it. And my lawyer has about 300 other more documents on the first one. There was 3. 2 of them I know are involved in the actual identity theft and hacking, and one was hired by the other. But yeah, that just gives you an example. Here's when the hacking laptop came into my life. Hello, I have the laptop. Are you interested in buying it? I just got to his pad. Gonna gather everything for it and head on over. 5 minutes. Okay, headed that way. Like 1 stop sign away. I was told by my roommate that he made a Craigslist ad about needing a computer. This Craigslist ad was never found. I didn't find it in any of his email. Craigslist had absolutely 0 record of it being found. That is because that's not where it came from. So you better believe the moment I used that laptop and saw all the information on there and knew what the coding on it was and knew the notes that were saved in there and how to do this and how to do that, and I approached him about it. I mean, he was in tears about, oh, no. Like, you don't understand. I know nothing about computers. I knew nothing about what I was doing, and get the fuck rid of it. And I got the fuck rid of it. That thing needs to get the fuck out of my house. But really, he became the problem because he was in my house. So no matter how many router boxes I would get, he's getting that information, right? Yeah, so those were just some examples I wanted to show you guys really quickly.